upon His Royal Highness, Prince Edward, from the depth of our hearts, we name you today, Ni Yehovah, which means God is great. Oyiwaladon, long live our friendship, long live our traditions, long live our nations. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, King Professor. Indeed, our revered King has been very instrumental in promoting cleanliness, environmental cleanliness, and has been championing this cause. Your Majesty, we are most grateful for your service. Can we please give His Royal Majesty another big round of applause? The National Dance Company was created through a collaboration between the Government Institute of Arts and Culture and the University of Ghana's Institute of African Studies, with a sole aim to promote and preserve Ghana's culture through traditional and contemporary dance performance. We shall now invite a cultural performance from the Ghana National Dance Ensemble. Shall we please welcome them with a round of applause? Thank you very much. That was, the name of the dance is called Takai, a prestigious traditional royal dance of the Dagomba people from the northern region of Ghana. It is performed exclusively by men and strongly associated with royalty, warriors, and kings. It is a symbol of unity and pride and is performed during significant cultural and social events such as this special Durbar. Shall we please give them a round of applause again? Your Excellency, Your Royal Highness, it is now my honor and privilege to invite His Royal Highness Prince Edward, the Duke of Edinburgh, to address this special Durbar. Shall we please welcome him with a round of applause?
Thank you very much indeed. So, Your Excellency, thank you very much indeed for hosting this wonderful Durbar, a great treat. And to ministers and to all the chiefs and your entourage, a great pleasure to see you today. And all the colour and splendour that you have brought with you is wonderful. And to all the distinguished guests, and especially to all the boys and girls for whom you've given probably a wonderful excuse to escape from school for a bit. So I'm sure they're very grateful for that. And to our performers, thank you very much indeed. So, to the Paramount Chief, thank you for that wonderful greeting, and you could do that job very well. I might take you in other countries, because I can't claim to have prepared quite such an eloquent speech. I'm feeling very humble standing here now. But thank you for that extraordinarily generous welcome, and thank you for the title that you have bestowed upon me. I haven't got a note of it. I'm going to have to write it down so I remember. I was given a translation, so it'll be interesting when I go home and say, well, I think we ought to call this, you ought to give me this, call me like this from now on. First and most important thing I do is I bring greetings from His Majesty the King and my brother to all of you and to the people of Ghana, a country that he knows well, somewhere he's visited before, and whose membership of the Commonwealth he takes very, very seriously. And I think you know that all very well. And also, this has been a wonderful opportunity for me to be able to return to Ghana after a few years. The last time I was here was in 2018. So it's good to be able to reconnect and to meet with so many people, and to be able to learn about what is going on in Ghana at the moment, and to understand all the great things that are going on in this country. You mentioned, sir, my title. So, and as you realize, I'm trying to follow in a great man's shoes. And my father, who had this title, I have a lot to try to live up to, and I have a lot of heritage and legacy to be able to try to continue, and it's with great pride that I try to do that. And you mentioned the Duke of Edinburgh's Award, which is above all the thing that I probably try to do the most with, to give young people an opportunity to develop and to find their passion, purpose and place in the world. Britain and Ghana have an extraordinary shared history and a shared heritage. A heritage which you as chiefs know only too well, the understanding of what that means. And I'm delighted to be able to see that the traditions are continued, and I am particularly grateful for this opportunity and this Durbar. Obviously I know that my ancestors have been to such Durbars before, possibly on a slightly larger scale. But I'm very grateful for this opportunity to be able to meet with you. And to echo your remarks, definitely how we continue our relationship as two countries with mutual respect for our common prosperity and to empower the youth of the future to take on those roles as we go forward. So thank you for this greeting. Thank you for that continued friendship and relationship, and I very much hope we'll be able to continue that long into the future. And I particularly look forward to seeing Ghana being well represented at the Commonwealth Games next year when the Commonwealth comes together. I look forward to that. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much, Your Royal Highness Prince Edward, the Duke of Edinburgh. At this juncture, we would receive another cultural performance. This time, the group is going to perform Balogo. Shall we please welcome them?
Hey,
Thank you very much. The Kpalogo dance is regarded as one of the most widely known traditional exports of the Ga Dangbe people. It originated in the late 1950s and early 60s under the name Bajo, that's storytelling. The dance accompanied storytelling activities. It is a social dance that can be performed at special occasions. Thank you very much, the Ghana Dance Ensemble. It is now my honor and distinct pleasure to invite the 6th President of the 4th Republic, who was sworn in on 7 January of this year, 2025. Shall we welcome His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama.
Omanpeyin Sabrane. Ghana Omanpeyin. Okuhin. Osadofo. Osadieye. Ohura Boblu. Okokloko. Ejmehura. Ababio. Omanpeyin Ababio. Ghana Omanpeyin. Ghana Omanda Wase. Omanga da Wase. Ga adangwe na nanum atrengungwa da Wase. Africa mind da Wase. Yasi mind da Wase. UK mind da Wase. Ankura ankwa. Ankura. Wahini deflete omanpani wahini deflete odman kuma. Na aguregu ubema na agur asodeja yehiawo Ghana hiawo Africa hiawo owa epru matakawa na ekohiri titugu yadwase akranto Wase enyado ehuna bobu me de wase ababio wahin defletete within no hunam se Ghana hiawo Africa hiawo edimo wera na ababio aba chance amin enya ho amin enya ho.
Thank you very much. That was the drum appellation also by the Ghana Dance Ensemble. Shall we now receive His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana and Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces.
Thank you very much. Kindly be seated, please. Thank you very much. Let me acknowledge our august visitor, His Royal Highness Prince Edward, the Duke of Edinburgh. Also welcome his delegation and the team from the UK High Commission, our senior government officials, my beautifully dressed school children. You're welcome to the seat of government, and a special welcome to our members of the Greater House, Regional House of Chiefs. You have added color to this beautiful welcome ceremony that we're giving to His Royal Highness. I don't need to talk about the historical relationship between Ghana and the United Kingdom because it is long-standing, and all of us in school have learned the history about where our relationship started. And since we became independent, we have been a member of the Commonwealth, and we've been particularly close to the United Kingdom because of the values that we share, shared values of respect for human rights, shared values of democratic governance, and values of humanity, and that continues to keep our two nations close together. This relationship is consolidated by the exchanges that we have had. In recent times, the Deputy Prime Minister of UK and several other high-ranking officials have visited us, and I believe that the visit by the Duke of Edinburgh is a climax to the long-standing relations that we have had. Ghana continues to share a lot that is common with the United Kingdom. Our jurisprudence is based on UK law, common law, and it gives Ghana an advantage because I believe that jurisprudence based on common law is easier to understand and people have more confidence that they will get justice from that jurisprudence. Our constitutional clauses and many things in our constitution are akin to what we have in the UK. And indeed, our whole constitution and the idea of a hybrid where ministers are also members of parliament and are able to go to parliament and debate issues, where we have question time for ministers and ministers are called to account to the representatives of the people. These are all things that we have taken from the United Kingdom, and I believe that that is what puts our relationship closer together. The Duke of Edinburgh is visiting us at a time where the global order is changing. After the Second World War, we all believed that the best for this world was a multilateral global order where nations came together to discuss and find solutions to common challenges that face the world. And I believe that since that time, our globe has scored many successes, especially in recent times with the Millennium Development Goals, where millions and millions of people were pulled out of poverty by us deciding together to do common targeting. We replaced that with the Sustainable Development Goals, and in 2030 we shall account to find out how far we have gone with the SDGs. And so we believe that multilateralism is the best order for our world, especially when you face challenges like climate crisis. Climate crisis affects all parts of the world, and no one country can adapt or find any resolution to the climate crisis. And so the only way we can tackle the climate crisis is to tackle it multilaterally. And I want to congratulate the UK for its leadership when it comes to issues of climate change and climate resilience. Unfortunately, recent actions by some countries acting more in a unilateral manner than multilateral are threatening the multilateral global order. The invasion of Ukraine and other conflicts all over the world, the Gaza crisis and the deaths of more than 60,000 people in the Gaza, these are all things that don't belong to the 21st century. And I believe that unilateral action is not helping the global order. Aside from that, the upending of the rules-based trading system, where countries wake up in the morning and just impose tariffs on anybody else, I think that it is upending the rules-based trading system that we all have nurtured for years. And so at a time like this, it becomes a coalition of the willing. We must develop new partnerships that allow us to continue to work together, not as individual countries, but as coalitions of the willing. And no better country to be a partner to than the United Kingdom, which has been a historical partner to Ghana since our independence. As you yourself said, you are stepping into big shoes. The Duke of Edinburgh title is a very big one across the whole world, and especially in Ghana. It is, with its international award that comes with it, scholarships for young people, it is a motivator of our young people. It instills in them discipline, it instills in them creativity, and it instills in them ambition to achieve. And so over the years, our young people have taken a very keen interest in the Duke of Edinburgh Award. And so, like you said, you're stepping into big shoes. Government of Ghana continues to partner with the award committee and oversee, the award to make sure that our young people participate as actively as possible. So it's going to be a high point for the Duke of Edinburgh Award to receive you in Ghana. I believe that it will consolidate further the achievements that we have made through that award. And so on behalf of the government and people of Ghana, I wish to warmly welcome you and to say that the name that you were given by the Greater Accra Regional House of Chiefs is Yehovah. Yehovah in Gadangbe means God, and Da means big. So it means that God is mighty, God is big. And Ni is the prefix for a chief. So I don't know how to put the whole thing together, but it means you are the chief of God is great, something like that. However you understand it, chief of God is great. And often is the highest privilege when the people, our chiefs, come together and decide to give you a name. I have one myself. I'm called Ni Ode Opio. It means the chief who says and does. And so you're joining a rank of many personalities who have been honored in that way. So we welcome you again. We wish you a successful visit during your stay in Ghana. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. President, for the special welcome message. Mr. President, we are also joined here by the Flagstaff House Basic School. Please raise your hands if you are happy to be here. Good. You heard His Excellency the President talk about the Duke of Edinburgh's scholarship. So please learn hard and make sure that you contribute, you participate in the selection when you grow up. May I now invite the Greater Accra Regional House of Chiefs to present their special gift to His Royal Highness Prince Edward, the Duke of Edinburgh.
His Royal Highness, in our tradition, every institution has its own regalia. Today, we have given you a chieftaincy title, and therefore we need to give you the regalia that it takes. We have a box with full of cloths, a regalia as a chief, for you to enjoy with. On behalf of the Greater Accra Regional House of Chiefs and the good people of the whole Greater Accra, and in fact, the whole country, especially the presidency, we are giving you this token for you to remember this particular day almost every day in your life. Thank you very much.
I have one little question. So does this title come with an umbrella and an umbrella bearer? That's what I want to know.
It comes with everything.
Does it come with everything?
100%.
Oh, good. Excellent. So good. I just say, I envied you all.
You didn't get help. It has said that it is small. So when your special prosecutor comes to lie to Daniel that he was attempting to arrest Oburiata and yet he has no evidence of it and the state is denying, that alone is sufficient for Ibejabe to resign. Furthermore,
you heard Martin Bebu. He is a private legal practitioner and a member of a group which staged a protest today calling for the removal of the special prosecutor. Now, my colleague Manuel Ayama was with the group this afternoon and he joins us currently on the phone lines to tell us how this protest went. Good afternoon to you, Manuel. I'm grateful to you for your time here on the City Prime News. Tell us about this protest. So we're told that it started from a brass spot. What exactly happened?
Okay, so currently the petition has been submitted at the presidency, and they were raising key concerns about the OSP. Ultimately, for his removal, and they are citing that he is abusing his office, settling personal costs, and basically not being able to see through perfectly the investigation regarding the former finance minister. But I have with me one of the conveners of this protest, and he has joined me. He will be joining us live on radio. Hello, sir. Please your name.
My name is Roland Padi.
So please, what are your key concerns raised in this petition?
Okay, let me first thank your cherished listeners for this opportunity to speak on your platform. We actually raised about 4 key concerns. One that borders on bad faith. Bad faith in the sense that, you see, it was the OSP's own confession on the KSM show that he saw, these were his words, if I may quote him, that they saw him leak on code, you understand? And the same OSP on one breath will tell us that his office is an independent office, devoid of any form of influence or whatsoever. So if on the other breath, when the citizenry are calling for accountability, particularly post-regime accountability, and then you come to tell us that you saw him leave, but you could not do anything, then issues about your independence must really be looked at. You understand me? It must really be looked at. And then also we feel that the OSP is responsible to we the people of Ghana fair. You understand? So if maybe you are in line of duty and you feel you are being frustrated, what you can do is to come back to Ghanaians. Remember, this is not the first time we are having such a situation. In the case of Mr. Martin Amidu, when he realized that the frustrations were too much, he just stepped out and he gave an account of why he's stepping out. So we are not seeing this as an excuse at all, because if indeed he was frustrated, then we believe that at least he should just exit. And then on the second point that borders on abuse of office, we had the learned senior Martin Pebu raised allegation that Mr. Citi Ejabin has actually turned some of his office staff members into domestic staff. And we feel this is a very strong allegation that must be looked into. We are not saying that it is true. We just feel that it must be looked into because the office must actually come up. It must have some reputation. But if these things, someone who is supposed to check corruption is having allegations of corruption hanging around him, then it's really a concern to us. So, and then the third point was on the third point we raised also. We were talking about. Sorry about that. I have to just get. Now, the third point we were talking about is the lack of cooperation with other state institutions in our fight against corruption. Now, we are saying lack of cooperation because, the OSP is supposed to work in line with other state agencies. Now, this very ground is based on the fact that just some time ago, we had the Deputy Attorney General come out to tell us that they have written several letters, you understand, to the OSP's office to furnish them with the case docket on the former finance minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, in its current state. And then the excuse that came was that now they found new evidence. So therefore, they would want to add it the already made ones that they have. So the question is, so when? What if you finish with this new evidence and then there is another new evidence? Are we going to be running in circles till? When? Do you understand me? So we feel again that P.A. Jabin is a fine gentleman. He did so well. He has a good reputation as a private practitioner. But we feel in terms of being a public officer, he has not lived up to our expectation, which is our right to have some expectations for him. You understand?
Well, you had one of the protesters, part of a group that protested earlier today, urging the president to remove the special prosecutor. They're accusing him of failing to deliver on his mandate. The gentleman was speaking to my colleague Manuel Ayama, who covered that protest for us earlier today. Let's move on away from that and head to Parliament. The majority says the 10% royalty agreement entered into by the Akufo-Addo administration with Bavaria DV Ghana Limited for lithium mining did not comply with the law. The caucus says the Minerals and Mining Amendment Act 2010 mandates a standard royalty rate of 5% for mining companies, directly contradicting the 10% rate captured in the agreement presented to Parliament by the previous government. This follows the presentation of a revised lithium mining agreement by the Lands Minister, which reflects a 5% royalty rate. The revision has, however, drawn strong resistance from the minority in the House. Speaking to journalists, Chairman of the Land and Natural Resources Committee, Collins Dauda, says steps are being taken to amend the law to align with the current agreement and ensure legal conformity.
The agreement that you say it was bad,
So clearly, government is taking steps to review the laws and importantly to review the policy relating to mining in the country. We just have to, as gatekeepers, we make the laws and we expect the laws to be implemented. We expect the laws to be obeyed. We cannot make laws expecting implementation and obedience and at the same time do something that runs against the law. It doesn't work like that. We just have to make sure that the right thing is done. We never rejected. As I said, we advise the minister to take steps to amend so that it is in line with what the law says. We never rejected. And so for anybody to say that I was rejected, it's unfortunate. How would the rejection be made? At the committee level, we stated our position, which resonated with the other members. So everybody said that minister then take steps to amend, which never happened.
That was the chairman of the Lands and Natural Resources Committee of Parliament, Collins Dauda. Away from Parliament, let's head to the courts. The Supreme Court has directed Wesley Girls Senior High School to formally respond to allegations that it prevents Muslim students from practicing their religion, which the court deems to be at the heart of the case filed by Shafiq Osman. The court says the school must provide answers to the factual claims within 14 days, which will pave the way for the determination of the case. Shafiq Osman, who is a private legal practitioner, alleges that Wesley Girls Junior High School enforces policies that bar Muslim students from observing their religious duties, including fasting and prayer, and compels them to participate in Methodist religious activities because the school was founded by the Methodist Church. He argues that the conduct amounts to systemic abuse of rights and discrimination on the basis of religion. During today's sitting, the Attorney General applied to withdraw and replace an earlier statement of case. The court ruled that the first defendant, the Board of Governors of Wesley Girls School, must respond directly to the allegations. On the phone lines, there is our court correspondent, Hansen Ajman, here joining us to tell us about exactly what happened in court today. Grateful to you, Hansen. Good afternoon to you. This case has been ongoing for a while. We're told it started about 2023. Tell us about court proceedings today.
Well, so the initial thing the court tackled has to do with an application by the Office of the Attorney General to replace a statement of defendant's case with a new one. The court initially indicated that what the Attorney General want to do amounts to amendment of the statement of case of the defendant, where a way or a process has been provided in law as to how you should go about that. However, the plaintiff in the matter, that is Shafiq Osman's lawyer, did not object to the replacement of the defendant's statement of case. As a result of that, the court did not rely much on the fact that there is a process for amendment that the Office of the Attorney General also have followed. And so it allowed for the statement of case to now be replaced with a new statement of case. It was after that the bench then pointed out to the Office of the Attorney General that the new statement of case appeared to raise issues or new issues and do not necessarily address the core of the allegations raised by Shafiq Osman. Shafiq's allegations basically are that the Wesley Girls Senior High School first prohibits Muslims from worshipping or practicing their religion, and secondly, they also force Muslim students to participate in Methodist religious activities, which he argues amounts to an infringement on their rights and should not be tolerated by a constitutional republic such as Ghana. And so, but the court was of the opinion that the new statement of case did not address these issues, particularly the allegation that the school, that's Wesley Girls, do not allow Muslim students to practice their religion. The presiding justice, in the person of Justice Gabriel Scott Foreman, was of the view that that allegation goes deep into the heart of the case, and there's a need for the Attorney General to have at least responded to that allegation. And he then noted that the court was mindful then to order the Attorney General, to order the Board of Governors of Wesley Girls to respond to that particular allegations and other allegations and provide any justification if need be. The Office of the Attorney General did not object or did not raise any issues with the point made by the bench. As a result of that, the bench directed that the Board of Governors of Wesley Girls Senior High School, which is the first defendant in this matter, should in 14 days after service of this particular order respond to the allegations that have been leveled against them and provide any justification if need be. Following this directive, then Oliver Baka-Vomawo was made to move his application to join the case as a friend of the court and to provide amicus brief to help the court to settle the matters. Even though the Attorney General did not object to this, Deputy Attorney General noted that the issue has not gotten to a point where the court would need that support or that help. And as a result of that, the court admitted the application by Oliver Baka-Vomawo, but on condition that his application or reasonings will be made after the parties have filed their respective statements with respect to this case.
All right, Hansen, I'm grateful to you. But before you go, Shafiq was in court. We're told he's outside the jurisdiction.
So Shafiq was represented in court by a friend of his.
All right. Thank you very much. Hansen Ajiman is our court correspondent. You're still listening to the City Prime News here on 97.3 Citi FM. Still ahead, second edition of AgriFair promises a tilapia feast as West Africa's largest producer, Tropo Farms, promises 5 tons of fresh tilapia. Stay with us. We'll be back shortly.
City Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Luck is everywhere for everyone, yeah.
The winning season is back, but this time I am collecting the wins like jollof at a wedding. The luckiest season 3 is here. Your chance to flip your luck or maybe your bank account too.
2 easy ways to join. Dial *712#. Hit 1 to buy for you or 2 to gift a friend. Feeling lucky? Pick 1 for a random number or hit 2 to choose your own. Pay with mobile money. Done. You're in.
Or go to theluckiestafrica.com, click community tickets, choose your number or let the system do so for you. You can buy a ticket for your boo or your favorite barber. Pay with Momo or card if you're abroad.
1 ticket could turn your 1 Ghana cedi into 500 times more. And the whole community could win 10 times over.
Dial *712# or log on.
Let's get lucky together because luck is everywhere.
Play responsibly, not for persons under 18 years. This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
City Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
You're welcome back. This is the City Prime News on 97.3 Citi FM, broadcasting live from our studio at Adabraka here in Accra. Across the country, you can listen to us on Radio Bimbila 91.9 FM. In the northern region, in the Upper East region, we're on Quality 88.7 FM in Garu and Mike 105.3 FM in Navrongo. And in the Upper West region, we're on Tunsong 97.3 FM in Wa and Jirapa 96.1 FM. In some more stories, the minority in Parliament has criticized the decision of the High Court in Tamale to nullify and order a rerun of the 2024 parliamentary election in the Pandai constituency. According to the group, the 2024 Pandai parliamentary election was transparent and its outcome reflected the will of the electorate. In a statement, the minority group insists Matthew Nyindam won the Pandai election. Here are excerpts of that statement. Honorable Matthew Nyindam won the parliamentary election with a margin of 3,734 votes. After the NDC secured the presidential results, the NDC parliamentary candidate, Honorable Daniel Nsala Wakpal, gathered a group of supporters who arrived at the coalition center in a Mahindra pickup wearing NDC t-shirts. They damaged some ballot boxes in an attempt to interrupt the coalition, believing that the Electoral Commission would not have the pink sheets required to complete the declaration. The tension that followed created serious security risks. This led the Electoral Commission to move the final declaration to its regional office in Tamale. All NDC agents had already signed the pink sheets at every polling station across the constituency, confirming the accuracy of the results. Honorable Wakpal later challenged the results in court. His case focused on his absence in Tamale and on clerical errors in 41 out of the 152 polling stations. During the trial, the main witness for the NDC stated that the total votes in contention were about 500. Even if the court had awarded all 500 votes to the NDC candidate, he would still have lost by more than 3,000 votes. Despite this clear position, the Tamale High Court has nullified the entire results and ordered a rerun in the constituency. This decision raises concerns because the facts did not support the ruling. A notice of appeal and an application for a stay of execution have both been filed. The Pandai parliamentary election was conducted in a transparent and accountable manner. The results reflected the choice of the people. The minority caucus remains committed to the rule of law and believes that the appellate process will restore confidence in the democratic outcome delivered by the voters of Pandai. You had excerpts of a statement from the minority in Parliament on the High Court in Tamale's decision to rerun elections in the Pandai constituency. Now, the camp of the New Patriotic Party flag bearer aspirant Ken Ohene Ejapong says it remains unfazed by a new global info analytics poll, which places him behind former Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. According to the survey, Dr. Bawumia commands 43% support among NPP delegates, while Ken Ejapong follows with 18%. Responding to the poll, MP for Nshiaso and a member of the Ken Ejapong campaign, Dr. Stephen Amwam, says they are not discouraged.
When I listen to him, I'm not doubting his work because I'm a researcher myself. The sample size that he used, according to him, he used a little over 3,000. 3,000 does not even form half of the expected sample size standard, which is 10%. So the minimum number of sample size we should even believe in should be around 19, 18, or even 20,000. So that raises a lot of questions. I really also don't know whether he's in touch with the grassroots. They form about 95% of the electoral college side. And that is where the problem is. Almost every polling station you go, electoral area, constituency, all that they are saying is that the public or the people out there beyond the electoral college of the MPP, comprising polling station executives, coordinators, constituency executives, patrons, etc., they are saying that they only need the MPP to present Kennedy Ohene Ejapong. And they also want power. So I am telling you massively, we have this research from one of the universities that about 6,000 of delegates were actually interviewed.
That was Member of Parliament for Nshiaso and a member of the Kennedy Ejapong campaign, Dr. Stephen Amwam, reacting to a new global info analytics poll which places Kennedy Ejapong behind former Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ahead of that crucial NPP presidential primary. In some other news, as the strike by the Colleges of Education Teachers Association of Ghana, CITAG, enters its second day, the chairman of the Holy Child College chapter in Sekandi, Habib Bipembi, says the industrial action will continue until the government addresses their concerns regarding outstanding allowances. Bipengbi told our Western Bureau Chief, Akwasi Ajanim, that although the teachers are mindful of the impact the strike may have on students' academic work, their unresolved concerns must take priority at this time.
2002, we worked the whole year without break, and they were supposed to give us some allowances. They agreed that they would even give us. They never did. 2001, 2002, they paid us some book and research allowance top-up, but they didn't give Akrokeri. That one is for only Akrokeri. And the last most important one is downgrading some of our colleagues with masters to principal instructors. These are the main things we are fighting for. They will promise you today, they will do it tomorrow, they won't do it. So that's why we say this time around, not until they do it, we are not laying down our tools. Just as we are not happy about the plight of students, equally, we have our own daughters and kids in the colleges here too. So they are part. So we are not feeling happy about letting them be roaming about after paying just fees. So that's why we are urging the government to do to solve this problem for us fast.
You heard Habib Bipembi. He is the chairman of the Holy Child College chapter of CITAG in Sekandi. Away from that, the Ministry of Education has provided STEM equipment to 29 districts in the Greater Accra region for onward distribution to schools. The equipment, according to the ministry, is to facilitate the practical learning of building science, technology, engineering, and mathematics for basic school children. Speaking on behalf of the Ministry of Education at the handover ceremony in Accra, Chief Director of the Ministry of Education, Lydia Esuam, explained that the tools are not merely logistical support, but a deliberate effort to drive the country's growth through science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
When used consistently, this equipment will transform learning from theory to discovery and from memorization to understanding. We are living in a world shaped by emerging technologies, from artificial intelligence and robotics to renewable energy and biotechnology. All these advancements are rooted in STEM. For Ghana to compete globally, create decent jobs, and strengthen our economy, we must build a generation of innovators, designers, and critical thinkers. And that journey must begin at the basic school level. The equipment we are delivering today is therefore not merely a logistical activity. It is a strategic national investment. It is an investment in the imagination and creativity of the Ghanaian child.
You heard the voice of the Chief Director of the Ministry of Education, Lydia Esua, speaking on behalf of the Minister of the sector. Meanwhile, the Director General of the Ghana Education Service, Professor Ernest Kofi Davis, urged schools to ensure the investment translates into meaningful outcomes while ensuring regular maintenance.
I expect this to translate into quality teaching. Quality education is a collective responsibility. Government, in partnership with ITEC, is providing what teachers need to deliver quality education. Now is the responsibility of schools to show returns on investment by making sure that this investment translates into quality learning outcomes. Teachers who have benefited from the training would have to use their learning through the training to empower the learners to learn science effectively.
You heard the Director General of the Ghana Education Service, Professor Ernest Kofi Davis. Now to some good news for tilapia lovers. They are in for a feast at this year's Channel 1 TV Agri Fair as Tropo Farms announces it will supply 5 tons of fresh tilapia for the 3-day event. The second edition of the Agri Fair takes place from Friday, November 28 to Sunday, November 30, 2025 at the Fuad Sutherland Children's Park in Accra from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Yes, we were.
How was it for you?
It was amazing.
Really?
First day sold out,
Everything
second day
finished?
sold out, third day we had to call the depots, the farm to supply the fish, and it was just crazy.
Are you the biggest tilapia farm in Ghana?
Yeah, in West Africa.
In West Africa?
Yes.
That's
Volta Lake City in there.
So this time around we are coming fully prepared. The fish is going to come directly from harvest. So we are going to harvest. We are looking at 5
tons.
Yes.
That was the marketing manager for Tropo Farms, Rebecca Avomo Giallo, speaking earlier on the City Breakfast Show ahead of Channel 1 TV's Agri Fair, which begins on Friday, November 28 and ends on Sunday, November 30, 2025. Well, that'll be all for this edition of the City Prime News, which has been live from our studio at Adabraka here in Accra. For more news, log on to our website, citynewsroom.com. I am Charles Osukumi. Thank you for listening.
City News, we speak first. Reach our hotline on 0302 2249
of the majority caucus with me. I was given the list of the minority earlier on, but it looks like it's mixed up with the plenty voluminous documents here. And so I'm not locating it, so I've requested for a replacement. So in the meantime, could we start from the majority side and call on Honorable Kobina Menta Akando? You have 15 minutes. 15 minutes.
I'm most grateful, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to comment on the 2026 budget statement. Mr. Speaker, as we all know, the right to quality health care in this country is clearly enshrined in the 1992 Constitution. Mr. Speaker, per the 2026 budget, you will find the issues or the policies underpinning the health sector from paragraph 1056 to 1074. Mr. Speaker, this government sees any expenditure in the health sector as an investment. Mr. Speaker, we cannot grow any wealthy nation or productive nation without investing appropriately in the health sector. Mr. Speaker, it is said that a wealthy nation or wealthy people reflect on a wealthy nation. The health of the people has a direct correlation on the productivity of the country. The Speaker, worldwide, it is estimated that every dollar you spend in the health sector, you get not less than $2 or $3 in economic returns. The Speaker, as leaders of this country and as part of the rate-setting agenda, His Excellency the President set out to fix the challenges in the health sector. The biggest health financing scheme in this country, Mr. Speaker, is the National Health Insurance Scheme. The Speaker, before we took over in 2024, and His Excellency the President was sworn into office on January 7, 2025, the Speaker, you'll recall that there were a lot of cries about delay in the payment of service providers in the health sector. And we always heard the threats from service providers about withdrawal of services because their claims have delayed. The Speaker, on this very floor of the House, both sides had advocated that we uncap the National Health Insurance levy. It fell on deaf ears. The President then was simply not listening. The Speaker, again, there is this statement in the health sector called unrealistic tariffs. The Speaker, I am telling you the challenges we met with respect to the National Health Insurance Scheme and how we have set out to solve those challenges. The Speaker, as we all recall, one of the policy directives, one of the instructions when His Excellency the President was sworn in was the fact that the National Health Insurance Scheme must be uncapped. The Speaker, so as I speak to you now, the National Health Insurance Scheme has been uncapped. Not only has it been uncapped, now there is prompt releases of funds into the National Health Insurance Fund. The Speaker, as I speak to you, we even sometimes have to call service providers to come for their claims. The issue of threat of withdrawal of services due to non-payment of claims are long gone. The Speaker, in a matter of 1 year, in fact less than 1 year, the active coverage of the National Health Insurance has grew from 18 million to almost more than 20 million. Less than 1 year. And we are looking at about 60% coverage of the national. So the prompt releases of the fund and the uncapping of the fund, the Speaker, has boosted a lot of confidence in the National Health Insurance Scheme. And that is leadership. That is the rate-setting agenda. That is governance. Mr. Speaker, for your information, beginning January 2026, the current tariffs on average will see an increment of 120% of National Health Insurance tariff. Meaning to realistic tariffs and trying to fight the issue of co-payment, the illegal payment that some service providers charge subscribers, although they are subscribers. And so, Mr. Speaker, the National Health Insurance, as I speak to you now, have seen tremendous improvement. As of September this year, not less than 7.5 billion has been disbursed by the National Health Insurance Authority. Mr. Speaker, as I have already indicated, leaders are set out to solve problems. One of the biggest challenges across the world, on the continent, and Ghana is no exception, is the growing of non-communicable diseases. The Speaker, about 45% of our mortalities are due to non-communicable diseases. In Ghana, yearly, about 4,000 people are diagnosed with cancer. The Speaker, 1 out of every 3 people is diagnosed of hypertension. The Speaker, diabetes is on the rise, kidney failure. And so His Excellency the President set out to find solution to this particular challenge so that the catastrophic expenditure on Ghanaians will be a thing of the past. Mr. Speaker, when you get yourself into this non-communicable disease, it pulls you into the poverty line. And therefore, His Excellency the President established another fund called the Ghana Medical Trust Fund, popularly known as Mahama Care. Mr. Speaker, the bill was brought to this House. It's been passed into an act. The board has been constituted. And, Mr. Speaker, it is now in motion. This particular fund is dedicated towards the funding of non-communicable diseases. That is leadership. That is the resetting agenda. Solving problems. Investing in where it is needed most. Mr. Speaker, again, Mr. Speaker, one of the reasons, one of the hindrances of achieving the universal health coverage is cost. Mr. Speaker, as I speak to you now, His Excellency the President has clearly directed that every Ghanaian starting 2026 will have access to free primary health care. Mr. Speaker, that free primary health care will give real meaning to the promotive health care, to the preventive health care, and the curative. Teach them. Mr. Speaker, you would also agree with me yourself, you've been the minister responsible for health before, that the primary health care need of this country is about 80%. And therefore, when you get the primary health care right, Mr. Speaker, you have a very strong health sector. And so His Excellency is investing at the right places. Mr. Speaker, quite apart from that, in 2025 alone, this government has enrolled or put not less than 13,500 nurses on the payroll. 13,500 on the payroll. And Mr. Speaker, again, in the government's attempt to ensure equitable distribution of the workforce, this year we are distributing not less than 700 medical doctors across the length and breadth of this country. And it is Mr. President's directive that he would not want to hear that there's any district in this country without a medical doctor. And so these 700 medical doctors are being posted to the districts where they are needed most.
That's leadership.
That is leadership, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, again, in a matter of less than 1 year, we have paid approximately 500 million to nursing trainees as allowance. And in the next 2 weeks, Mr. Speaker, we are going to pay additional 231 million to them. The days of arrears in multiples of 20 months, 10 months, 18 months are gone. Now we are paying on time arrears. They are gone. Mr. Speaker, His Excellency the President, as part of his 2024 manifesto, promised the good people of this country that we used to have 10 regions, and therefore we had 10 regional hospitals. During the last regime, we thought that once they had created the other extra regions, it was going to go with other facilities. Mr. Speaker, it will interest you to know that the 6 additional regions, none has a regional hospital. None of them has a regional hospital. And so His Excellency the President has directed that with immediate effect we start construction of regional hospitals in the regions where there are none. Mr. Speaker, as part of 2026 budget, we are going to begin the construction of 3 regional hospitals in this country. Mr. Speaker, namely the Savannah region, the OT region, and the Western North region. Mr. Speaker, And we are going to continue the abandoned health facilities.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, the last regime or administration dotted a lot of uncompleted structures across the length and breadth of this country.
Oh.
His Excellency the President has directed that he will never abandon any ongoing project. We are going to finish those projects. To give meaning to the investment.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, you don't start projects just for the starting of its sake, without the real impact on the economy.
Yes.
Ask yourself, those abandoned hospitals, what is the value of it? Mr. Speaker, we are going to complete all those projects. Mr. Speaker, again, we admit as a government that government cannot do it all alone.
Yes.
And therefore, we are looking and seeking to bring the private sector on board.
As innovative.
Mr. Speaker, for example, it is this government directive that, as part of getting all our hospitals retooled to have the right equipment, we are inviting the private sector in to do what we call equipment placement.
Wow.
So that we can get the required equipment at each hospital, whilst government is also going to procure more for the smooth running of our various health facilities. Mr. Speaker, it is our expectation that our colleagues on the other side, Mr. Speaker, will join us to celebrate this particular budget, to contribute meaningfully to this particular budget.
Yes.
Because, Mr. Speaker, if you check the budget, we are investing in people and they are the right places. We are just not dotting around infrastructure. Mr. Speaker, we target what we can complete. So if it is 3 regional hospitals we want to do, we start 3, we finish before we roll the next one. Mr. Speaker, as part of the Agenda 111, clearly in this budget, an allocation has been made. And not only has it been made, Mr. Speaker, again, we are also going to partner the private sector. Mr. Speaker, we are going to partner the private sector, bring them on board, complete them, equip them, and then manage them. What is important to His Excellency the President is the fact that the ordinary Ghanaian will have access to quality health care delivery. Mr. Speaker, I thank you for the opportunity.
Honorable members, the member used just about 13 minutes out of his 15. But before we go to the next contributor, let me acknowledge the presence of our visitors. So far, I have from 3 institutions. The first is from the Learning Tree Foundation, led by their Chief Executive Officer, Rosemary Osei Kufuor. There are 60 in number coming from the Ayawaso West Wogon constituency. Please, they are at the left side of the speaker at the public gallery. On your behalf, I warmly welcome them to Parliament. And I congratulate the Chief Executive Officer for leading them here. Please, you are warmly welcome. You may resume your seat. We also have students from the Mawuli Senior High School, led by the teacher by name Christian Agbachi. They are 77 in number, coming from the whole central constituency. Straight ahead of me are the students. Please, you are also warmly welcome, and you may resume your seats. The third group is from the St. Paul Catholic Church, Sinasi Brekum. There are 36 in number, and they are led by the chaplain and financial secretary, James Ousu Ababiu and Anchi Augustine. As I said, there are 36 in number, and is located at the Brekum East constituency. You are also warmly welcome, and please, you may resume your seat. We will now listen to the comments from the Minority Caucus in the person of Dr. Nana Ayew. You have 15 minutes.
Right Honorable Speaker, I thank you as I take my turn to comment on the principles of the budget. Mr. Speaker, I've heard the Minister of Health speak copiously on the policy, and as I take my turn, I would want to say that there's a high level of inconsistencies. There's a high level of inconsistencies as far as this budget is concerned. Mr. Speaker, I'm not sure the resetting is actually adjusting. I'm not sure the resetting is adjusting. Mr. Speaker, if you go to paragraph 590, it says that, Mr. Speaker, the ministry continue to expand access to quality health care in line with the universal health coverage roadmap. The National Health Insurance Fund was uncapped to provide stable financing for vaccines, essential commodities, HIV services, and free primary health care initiative under Mahama Care. Mr. Speaker, this paragraph, I will dissect it into two halves. The first half, Mr. Speaker, is talking about uncapping NHIF. Mr. Speaker, this doesn't sit well with the people of this country. Mr. Speaker, if you talk about uncapping, last year, the envelope was 8 billion, capped to 6.8 billion. Of the 6.8 billion that was given to the NHIA, 6.5 billion was released to them, performance of 95.5%. Performance of 95.5%. Mr. Speaker, now, when you uncapped, the envelope size was 10 billion. It was revised to 8 billion. Mr. Speaker, when it was revised to 8 billion, you capped an amount of 20% for the Mahama Care Trust. Now, and that's by law, Mr. Speaker, that is by law. 20% of that amount was allocated for the Mahama Care Trust. Now, in essence, that was capping. Now, if you cap 20%, you have taken 1.6 billion out of 8 billion, and that itself remains 6.4 billion, which is woefully less of what we allocated to the NHIA last year. We gave them 6.8 billion. And you gave 6.4 billion. Mr. Speaker, as of now, 25th November, you have performed worse. Mr. Speaker, the allocation to the NHI as of now is woefully under 4.5 billion. Woefully under 4.5 billion. The allocation to the NHIA is woefully under 4.5 billion. Mr. Speaker, this statement said, Mr. Speaker, this statement said, we are uncapping to make funds available.
Honorable
but if
member,
you uncap and cap,
honorable member, please, just a minute. We're taking note of your timing, so nobody will take a minute from you. Yes, Honorable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, with respect, my colleague is misleading the House. Mr. Speaker, as of today, as I speak to you now, the disbursement from the even allocation and the lodgement of funds in the National Health Insurance Levy and the fund stands around 7.5 billion and not 4 billion. Where is he getting the 4 billion from? Where? Mr. Speaker, this house is a house of records. You cannot be misleading the people like that. Thank you. Mr. Speaker, come on, bring it on.
Honorable member, you may continue.
Mr. Speaker, he may want to table the respective documents to the table's office. Otherwise, you are misleading us. Mr. Speaker,
Honorable members, to solve the problem, I want both of you to table your documents to solve the problem so that we know whether it's 4.5 billion or 7.5 billion. We just need your documents, and that's all. We'll solve the problem. Yes, but you may continue.
Mr. Speaker, so if you uncap and make 8 billion available, and you further cap it by 20% to Mahama Care Trust. Now, what is actually available is not the 8 billion. It's actually 6.4 billion for NHIA to perform. That's the truth. So we cannot be here for you to write in the statement that the NHIF was uncapped to provide stable financing for vaccines, when you know very well that the uncapping was recapped and what is available is not actually what you are saying. So this one doesn't really sit well with the agenda resetting. Mr. Speaker, then again, you look at the statement of the minister. He says that, and the free primary health care initiative under Mahama Care. This is confusing. Mr. Speaker, Mahama Care, you are saying, is for specialist services. Mahama Care, you say, is for non-communicable diseases. Then again, you come and say in this statement that we are making funds available as we made it for Mahama Care to take care of Mahama Care, including free primary health care services. So the free primary health care services, are we further smuggling that to be under Mahama Care to further compete with other financing allocation to the NHIA? This is inconsistent. This is so inconsistent. Mr. Speaker, I'll move on. As I move on, I come to the principles of the budget. You didn't talk about blood, the lifeline of the human and the lifeline of this country. Mr. Speaker, today, I say, and I tender in this document, that Zipline is decommissioning. Is decommissioning 4 of its centers. 3 of its centers. Center 4, Center 5, and then Center 6. What does this mean? There has been non-engagement. There has been non-engagement and also inability for government to provide funds for Zipline. Mr. Speaker, the allocation this year was 20 million, knowing very well that you owe Zipline as of now 175 million. Mr. Speaker, what this means is that as this letter says, they are shutting down these 3 centers. The Enum Center supplies the whole of Volta region. It supplies part of Eastern region and the Afran Plains. Mr. Speaker, they are also shutting down the Western North, Seshi, the minister's own backyard, Seshi. We also distribution center. That means that they are not supplying blood, medicines, vaccines to the whole Western North, part of Western region, part of Central region, Ashanti region, Ahafo, Bono. Mr. Speaker, they are also shutting down, effective today, Table Office, the Karachi Distribution Center. And that means that Karachi, part of Savannah, and also East Afran Plains, effective today, people are going to die needlessly of shortage of blood, medication, vaccines. Mr. Speaker, the reasons why they are shutting down is because of the lack of funding. The resetting has made sure that there's no funding to the Zipline entity. The resetting has made sure that these people are not supposed to provide services And for that matter, Zipline is best described as a comatose entity needing resuscitation. And that resuscitation they need for themselves is actually l'argent, money. They are not being given. Mr. Speaker, this news is terrifying to the ordinary person living in remote areas in this country. Mr. Speaker, as a matter of fact, we must do something urgently about it because the shutdown starts today. And this is not right. Something should have been done and something should have been mentioned of it in the principles of this budget. But that is not so. And I hope the minister will do something about this because life lost, especially a lot of emergencies that we have. Maternal death is all related to lack of blood and blood-related products. So this letter that is saying that you have not engaged them, and for that matter, they are shutting down, is worrying. And it is addressed to the Minister of Health, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, again, I go to the issue of recruiting of staff. Mr. Speaker, let's be honest with ourselves. This year, we are told in the budget that 13,500 nurses were placed on the payroll. Mr. Speaker, this document, August, this clearance was given to 15,200 nurses and midwives. And that was to take care of all those who graduated in 2020. Mr. Speaker, this year, about 6,700 of them had not been taken. And there was all these agitations. One of the staff even actually had to speak some sort of way that the minister was not happy. Mr. Speaker, we had to come in. But why would you sit for the opposition to come in on issue, to put pressure on you before you see the need to get to sort yourselves out? And what was the issue? The issue was just extension. Extension. If in any case, if you give a warrant and it expires, all you have to do is to extend it because of political reasons. Because of political reasons, they did not extend. And for that matter, as I stand here, Mr. Speaker, if I'm told by this budget that this year, they took 13,500. Mr. Speaker, this is not true. Any person who was placed on the payroll was regards to the allocation that was extended by last year. So what it means is that they have actually enrolled the 2020 nurses. I would want to ask, the 2021 batch of nurses and midwives are expecting to be recruited to the service. And normally it's done in August. I want to ask, has that been done? That has not been done. That has not been done. So if you say you have placed people on payroll, on which payroll? Which nurses are they? Which midwives are they? Which country are they serving? Whilst we are clear, they are listening to me. Mr. Speaker, they are listening to me. The nurses of 2021, they are listening to me. Yesterday I met a couple of them. They have not been placed on their payroll. If you are doing something, you are trying to tell Ghanaians that you continued what the NPP government did. The 6,000 or 7,000 people who were not placed that you placed, don't take glory for it. You are actually taking glory for what was not done that you could have done, that they had to agitate for before
Honorable
you did
member,
so.
hold your breath. Yes, Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let me remind the House that you invited the two of us to table our evidence to the National Health Insurance expenditure, and my evidence is ready. That's the first one. I want to table it. So he will also table his evidence. Mr. Speaker, as a minister responsible for health, I have stated it on this floor that government has put about 13,500 nurses on the by cabinet, and the Minister for Finance, and you have a member of Parliament on his feet saying that nobody has been put on the payroll. How do you speak like that? Or based on what are you saying that nobody has been put on the payroll? Any evidence? The controller, Mr. Speaker, the Minister of Finance, the Minister responsible for Finance has written to the Controller and Accountant General. And you sit here and you say that nobody has been put on the payroll.
Salaries have been processed.
And salaries have been processed to that effect.
The 2021 nurses and midwives,
Yes.
public and private,
Honorable,
have you employed them?
Honorable member.
Have you employed them?
Honorable member.
No. All right.
Honorable member.
Yes, Speaker.
Yes,
Mr. Speaker,
yes.
I refuse to be interrupted. I would want to, under your direction, continue my presentation, if you so
Yes,
allow.
I just wanted to draw your attention to the fact that he's challenging your statement, which I believe is a statement of fact, that the number he gave of government putting 13,500 on the payroll is untrue. That's what you are saying. That's the position you have taken.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker.
And he's asking for the basis. Go here, provided the basis for his 13,500.
Mr. Speaker, my position is that.
No, I'm not talking about your position. I'm talking about the statement of fact.
Mr. Speaker, technically speaking, 7,000 of all those people were part of the clearance that was issued last, and those were those which were placed, the 2020 batch. But I'm asking, have you, Ghanaians are listening, have you recruited the 2021 batch of nurses and midwives? That has not been done. That has not been done. So that is the politics of it. You are creating the impression to Ghanaians that this year you have recruited nurses and midwives, whilst you are enjoying the clearance of last year. I'm only exposing them. Mr. Speaker. We are speaking to two things. You met a financial clearance.
That is what we wanted clarification on.
Yes.
Now your position is that, yes, we have 13,500 on the payroll, but that did not include the 2021 nurses.
Absolutely. So they are based upon the financial clearance. Okay. They are based upon the MPP's financial clearance.
Yes,
so you've done nothing. You have not added
now we get to a point.
You have not added anything to
Honorable member,
because you are only coming to the public.
Honorable member, you can go on. You can go on. Please, you can go on.
Okay, Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
So I have tidied it, and thanks for your guidance, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the clearance of last year under the MPP government was not 13,500. And Mr. Minister, you need to add 1,700 more because it was 15,200, and you have placed them on the payroll, and actually reflects 13,500. So you need to add some 1,700 to it, and these are going to be those of 2020. Again, every year we had to add on. So this year we are expecting the clearance for the 2021 nurses and midwives that you have not done. Mr. Speaker, I'm asking my good friend on the other side to do it. And that one, he can come here and tell us that this year they have added on 2021. Otherwise, we move into next year and they are now going to do 2021. And they have shortchanged those of 2022. Else, he has to combine the two of them, 2021 and 2022. And that is worrying. Mr. Speaker, the agenda of resetting, this fundamentally exposes resetting. You should reset properly so that we know that this year you are adding on 2021 and then you are adding 2022. But for you to give a reset gap, where you take 2021 to 2026, it's worrying, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, with regards to the agenda,
Honorable Minister, he has raised a very serious matter.
Yes.
That there are still some of our nurses that are crying to be absorbed on the payroll, and that you should take it as a priority and make sure that that is done.
Most grateful, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I am guided by your appeal, but let the records capture that they left 74,000 health professionals at home. 74,000 health professionals at home. Mr. Speaker, when they recruited in 2024, Mr. Speaker, you don't just recruit, you make financial provisions. So when you recruit, you must pay them. Mr. Speaker, no financial provision was made for the recruited nurses. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, it was also not even as part of our handing over notes. And so, Mr. Speaker, we were confronted with the realities in 2025, and we had to make amendment to put all the 13,500 nurses on the payroll in 2025 alone. Wow. Mr. Speaker, if you put 13,500 on a payroll and you have not even exhausted everything, Mr. Speaker, you must take in some strategies to be able to reflect on how going forward you absorb more. Mr. Speaker, not only that, government has decided to use managed migration. Mr. Speaker, we are looking at how we can export some of these health professionals outside the country, and some other countries are responding to it. So we have better plans than them, Mr. Speaker. You could have done it. 74,000 people. What were you doing?
Honorable member, you may continue.
Speaker, I hope you'll be generous with me with regard to some time. Mr. Speaker, I stand again to say that the good people of this country voted against the MPP. For that matter, fix it. Fix it. You were voted to fix it, so fix it. Mr. Speaker, in 2017, the MPP met a backlog. As of 2017, the last batch of nurses who were recruited were 2011, 6 years or so. 6 years. We fixed it. We fixed it. So it is for you to fix it. I don't expect him to, as of now, 11 months into government, complaining of what they left. When you left over 6 years, Mr. Speaker, there's no room for this. The Agenda 111, Mr. Speaker. The Agenda 111. The commitment is so poor, Mr. Speaker. You're talking about building regional hospitals, university.
Please kindly give the member 1 minute. 1 minute.
I thank you. I thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
Agenda 111. How can you go and build regional hospitals to increase referrals when you are supposed to take care in those same regions? The many hospitals that will allow people not to spend a lot of money, and the referrals will be less. You want them to leave their homes and take a lot of transport, a high cost of transport, knowing very well that, according to Thaddeus and Main, it affects access to health care. You want them to leave their districts to go to the regional centers, increasing referrals when you are supposed to look for money to take care of Agenda 111. Mr. Speaker, there's an anomaly here. This is inconsistent. And Mr. Minister, would you want to say that, Mr. Minister, as I make my debate? You have not been, the Speaker have not given you. So, Mr. Speaker, I want the Honorable Minister to know that attaining universal health care 2030, every country is going towards districts, citing hospitals close to the rural areas. We've gone past that time where we put them in the main city. That's what you encourage.
Honorable member, your time is up. Your time is up. Honorable members, it's now the time of Honorable Kwame Abuja. 15 minutes. 15 minutes.
Mr. Speaker, I thank you for the opportunity to comment on a very realistic and forward-looking budget read on behalf of the President by the Finance Minister. Mr. Speaker, there's an issue that is of a national concern that I want to touch on before I speak about roads. Mr. Speaker, when I became an MP, one day I was there and I was told that the former MP of my constituency was taken ill. I quickly called and I was told that he needed to be airlifted from the whole government hospital to 37. I called Honorable Nitiwu, who was the Minister for Defense at the time. And then within the shortest period, he dispatched a military helicopter who airlifted Honorable Akoli to the Air Force Base and onward to Kolebu Teaching Hospital. Mr. Speaker, I'm saying this simply because the military provide services beyond what we think in our country. So when we are discussing providing support for the military, it is not merely to support them to fight wars. The military provide significant civil support services. Mr. Speaker, I listened last week when colleagues sought to critique government decision to retool the Ghana Armed Forces. In their view,
the amount of money set aside to provide 4 new helicopters and then some 2 other aircraft for the use of the military and the executive was unnecessary. Mr. Speaker, I just want to draw attention of this House that it is in our interest to be very cautious and very careful when we make these comments. It is quite interesting that, Mr. Speaker, the side that today opposes this was comfortable, for instance, to spend $97 million on the site of the cathedral. To them, prioritizing the $97 million to dig a hole was better than supporting the military. The same site actually looked on when 1.6 billion Ghana cedi was, basically misapplied at the National Service Secretariat, and they are saying that they prefer 1.6 billion Ghana cedi to be misapplied at the National Service Secretariat rather than supporting the military. Interestingly, Mr. Speaker, a certain, defense minister sat in cabinet when that cabinet approved the purchase of 3 helicopters. It turns out that those helicopters were 50-year-old, in fact, older than that minister of defense himself. The helicopter was older than the defense minister who actually participated. In fact, at that time, a certain minority leader also was around 47 years, participated when those 3 helicopters were bought for the police. Today, Mr. Speaker, 3 helicopters were bought for the police, Mr. Speaker. Nothing comes of it. Cannot even fly from the hangar to anywhere. And this side of the aisle actually supported those things. And yet today, when we say we want to retool the military, they are talking about it. Mr. Speaker, I don't think this is the right way to look at this thing. So I am encouraging them to be careful when we talk about these things, especially if it's about the military. Mr. Speaker, let me come to road. Mr. Speaker, indeed, almost everybody I meet, whenever we visit every community, colleagues, including this morning, come to the Minister of Road and Highways complaining about the nature of the terrible roads in their communities. And Mr. Speaker, that is true. Yes, I agree with you. The road network in our country is nothing that anybody should be proud of. Mr. Speaker, we should invest to improve the roads. But Mr. Speaker, I want to give you a perspective of where we ended up, or where we started from. Mr. Speaker, in 2016, the entire commitment under all the agencies of the road ministry was just 10 billion Ghana cedis. That is, all road projects awarded across all the agencies, including Road Fund, was just around 10 billion. And then bills unpaid was just about 7 billion. By the end of 2027, Mr. Speaker, the side opposite left projects contracted at least 110 billion Ghana cedis. And then the bills left unpaid is in excess of 40 billion Ghana cedis. And they look us in the face and tell us that this is a better management of a country. No, it cannot be. Mr. Speaker, as of the time President Mahama took office, more than 90% of contractors were not on site. And colleagues from this side and the other side come to me, Honorable, what will you do? In fact, if you listen to the questions, what will you do to get the contractors back to site? As if we were the ones who asked the contractors to leave site. Some of those contractors left site in 2020, 2022, 2023 because they worked and were never paid. And that is what the situation is. But guess what, Mr. Speaker? The President directed, as the Honorable Minister for Health also said, that no ongoing project should be abandoned. Unlike 2017, when the side opposite took over power, what did they do? They made a policy statement to suspend all road projects, especially Cocoa Road, that they were doing investigation. By the time they finished, and in fact, I remember very well, the former minister stood here and said that there were so many things wrong with Cocoa Roads and other things. Mr. Speaker, I beg to say that today, if you see the Cocoa Road program they left, it is appalling. Mr. Speaker, we will continue and find resources to make sure that all these abandoned projects are continued. And there's one that is dear to my heart. And I wish my colleague, Honorable former Minister for Road was here, Honorable Asenso. Mr. Speaker, when you serve in a high office, a privileged office as a minister, you should conduct yourself as a nationalist. All his examples are as if the road between Accra and Kumasi is the only road in the country. It doesn't sound well as politicians when we have tunnel vision about development in our country. Mr. Speaker, where you come from, Upper West, Mr. Speaker, you wouldn't even dream of driving from Accra to Wa, because it's one of the most terrible roads in our country. Because it's been abandoned for years. And people say that there's no traffic on that road. How can you have a traffic on the road that is completely abandoned? What kind of traffic are you expecting on the road between Bolga and Wa? Because it's nothing to write home about. That is why President Mahama has put together a plan to, one, retire the debt we owe contractors. So for the first time on record, at a single payment, he paid over 5 billion to contractors who are owed about 40 billion. Mr. Speaker, that cannot clear the debt. But that is a significant amount of money for a government that came to power, cannot borrow anything. So we are going to continue this. And guess what? All these payments went to contract that were awarded before we took over. That is a government that is determined that not again should we have a situation where government abandon projects. Mr. Speaker, the other thing I want to talk about is the big push. Again, my colleague actually sought to make very unfounded statements on this floor. For instance, that the big push projects do not have feasibility. Mr. Speaker, I put it on record. Every single big push project has a full feasibility report as required by the agency under the Ministry of Finance. So when you are a former minister for road, you should speak with credibility. So I hope he was here. I would have offered him the opportunity to withdraw and said that he didn't get it right. Exactly. Mr. Speaker, he also sought to say that all the big push projects are sole source. Mr. Speaker, that is also not right. That is also not right. And if you serve in that office, you should be able to speak so that you can be believed. Mr. Speaker, this is the fact. The president's big push projects are not merely road projects. They are intended to create access through the major corridors of our country. The Eastern Corridor, the Western Corridor, the Central Corridor, and then the Northeast Corridor, and some of the ring roads in our country. Mr. Speaker, I'm happy to report this morning that all these corridors that I've mentioned, contractors are already on site and working. I heard him saying that we will not be able to complete it. Where is the source of fund? We have already allocated 13 billion Ghana Cedi for the phase one, which is this budget. Mr. Speaker, I can tell you that 13 billion actually exists this morning. Any contractor working under the big push who raises a certificate this morning will be paid. And I want to encourage contractors to continue. In the 2026 budget, we set aside another 30 billion to make sure that even next year, when contractors raise certificates, they will be paid. Mr. Speaker, I'm dreaming of the day that you can drive, not because you cannot fly, from Accra through Wenchi, through Sola to Wa on an asphalt road. That is what the president is thinking of. And that is what is going to happen by the end of 2027. So those naysayers who say that we are not going to be able to do it, of course, there were people in this country who said that Ghana cannot get independence, but we got independence. When Akosombo Dam was supposed to be built, some people actually told Americans, don't fund them. Today, Akosombo Dam is there for all of us. Even when Terminal 3, the Kotoka Terminal 3 was about to be built, they said it's a waste of money. Today, the duty-free and other shops there belong to some of their relatives. Yeah. So it is not unusual for a certain group of people to always doubt the capability of Ghanaians. And I'm telling you, Ghanaians are capable. We are going to be able to build these roads. Under President Mahama, you will drive on asphalt road from Wenchi through Sola to Wa, and this is going to happen within 2.5 years. Mr. Speaker, there's also an issue of abandoned projects. Mr. Speaker, the reality.
Yes, Honorable Minister, Honorable Dr. Amwa is on his feet. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My respectable friend and a brother, Honorable Minister, has made a statement that per order 122 content. This is an august house of facts and figures. He made mention that when His Excellency Kwame Nkrumah was trying to construct the motorway, he was told by some people that Americans were told by some Ghanaians that they shouldn't finance it. This is a serious statement. I would like my minister to substantiate what he said, because this is and Aga's house. This is where we make laws. This is where Ghanaians are taking a lot of pieces of information for their decision-making processes. So I would like my honorable minister to actually provide the source and how credible it is so that we can also correct this in the near future. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, honorable minister is demanding evidence to support the statement you made with regard to the construction of the Akosombo Dam.
Mr. Speaker, I will provide that evidence in due course. No, Mr. Speaker, I did not only mention that. I started by saying that there were citizens of this country when Ghana under President Nkrumah wanted to have independence. They said it's not yet time. I'm wondering why he didn't even worry about that one. Then I went ahead and talked about the fact that yes, Dr. Nkrumah's attempt to build a dam faced challenges here. Mr. Speaker, I'm happy you recommended somebody to sell some books to all of us. I'll table that the reference from that book, Mr. Speaker. Oh, of course, Mr. Speaker. I didn't want to mention names of those people, so I'll continue, Mr. Speaker. There's also a question about why a particular project, Accra-Kumasi bypasses, are not being completed. Mr. Speaker, let me put it on record. President Mahama's government never asked any contractor working on the bypasses on Accra-Kumasi to stop work. Indeed, I called all the contractors and encouraged them to continue working. However, what they told me was that at the time of contracting, the time they were asked to go to site, they were not shown details of the alignment. And this was told in the presence of the finance minister, that they flew a drone and showed them a drone image of the alignment. When they got to the site and they started working, they saw Galamsey peaks and swamp areas. So as we speak, Mr. Speaker, almost all the contracts, the prices have more than 100% increased. And this happened in 2023. Unfortunately, the side opposite made no effort to actually capture the variation. Today, as we speak, we are being told that we need another 3 billion or so to be able to complete the bypasses on Kumasi Road. And President Mahama is doing that. Indeed, one of the sections has actually been completed and taken over. We intend to make sure that in stages we complete the site on of the Accra-Kumasi Road. Mr. Speaker, there's also an issue about the Accra-Kumasi Express way. Mr. Speaker, this project...
Yes, just a minute. Yes, please.
Mr. Speaker, thank you once again. Because my honorable, respectable member could not substantiate the credible source needed for such important piece of information, I would like the statement to be expunged until he does so, because we can't keep any piece of information here that we cannot substantiate. It's extremely inimical to the performance of our republic, and we need to do that.
Mr. Speaker, one of the books.
Honorable Dr. Amwa, if I have to apply this your rule, I don't know how many of you can make contribution on this floor. You may disagree with him. He may provide some evidence. You may disagree with that evidence because these are records that some people kept, and they are actually in books. And some of those records are having partisan colors, and you need to investigate into them seriously. So you start looking at what weight to attach to this evidence, and that kind of. This is not a trial, and that is why usually in these cases we allow the debate to flow. That is it. If you have anything beyond that, then the avenue is different from the plenary session of Parliament. So please, let's move on. And Honorable Minister, you have a few more minutes.
Mr. Speaker, one of the books I would have recommended to my colleague is a book entitled Dark Days in Ghana by Dr. Nkrumah. I'm sure when you read that book, you will notice that because there are so many things. There are Dark Days in Ghana by Dr. Nkrumah. Mr. Speaker, there's also talk about why they need to build an expressway from Accra to Kumasi. Mr. Speaker, I think we should have done that many years ago. Mr. Speaker, we should have done that many years ago. Currently, if you want to drive from Accra to Kumasi, you are faced with a journey of over 250 kilometers, and through communities that have overgrown and encroaching on the road. The bypasses alone cannot solve the problem. We are creating a new growth pole. And Mr. Speaker, already halfway through the study, we just realized that we can cut that journey to under 200 kilometers. Imagine what 50 kilometers means to the fuel tank of an average person. It means that 40% of the travel time can also be taken off. How can you tell me this is not important? Mr. Speaker, not only that, once we are able to determine this alignment, the idea is to put alongside a railway, which is finally a high-speed train from Accra to Kumasi and beyond in the future. How can you say this is not important? Indeed, you spend over $100 million under the so-called Buankra Integrated Logistics Terminal, which is in the bush. Nothing is being done because no transporter is ready to move goods from Tema on the road and take it to Buankra, and then somebody from Swami will now come to Buankra to clear it. If you can get to Buankra, you would rather take it back to Kumasi itself. So this project will actually unlock the potential of the Buankra Integrated Logistics.
Honorable Minister, your time is up.
Mr. Speaker, can I plead for the same 1 minute you gave to my colleague?
Yes, 1 minute to
Mr.
conclude.
Speaker, I just want to recap that two issues I came here with. That colleagues, when we are talking about the military, when we are talking about the armed forces, today, you forget that you have, some of us have police people following us. Even if we go to the grocery shop, they follow us. All this costs money, and providing the necessary support for them is very necessary. Let us not trivialize the issue of retooling the armed forces. It's very critical. And Mr. Speaker, we will work together with our colleagues in this House to make sure that all budgetary allocation made on behalf of the Ministry of Road and Highways is applied to improve the road network in our country. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity.
Honorable, yes, point of order.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, with all due respect, I'd like to correct an impression being created by the Minister for Roads. He is creating an impression as if the
Honorable Member, you rose on a point of order.
In fact, Mr. Speaker.
Now you are correcting impressions.
Mr. Speaker, I was
What is the order that has been breached?
Mr. Speaker, I was up already for a very long time. I couldn't catch your eye.
You caught my ear.
Oh, I was rather trying to catch your eye.
Because you said point of order.
No,
so
I did not say
turned
that.
And then I saw you on your feet.
Mr. Speaker, I did not say that. I did not say point of order.
Honorable Member, please. You said point of order, and I just want to hear your point of order, the order that we have breached. If it is not a point of order, the rules are clear. Oh, point of clarification or elucidation. Then I'll listen to you. But to argue with me, you can't win this battle.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Obviously, I can never win a battle against you. There is no way I can do that. But point of clarification, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Minister for Roads created an impression that the MPP government did not do anything to retool the Ghana Armed Forces. That is palpable falsehood. In fact, retooling of the Ghana Armed Forces was done to the extent that at a point when we wanted to acquire a long endurance vessel for the Ghana Navy, My colleague from the other side of the aisle actually rejected it when even IMF gave us an opening to do that.
Honorable member, that is not point of order or point of clarification. When we come to your turn, you put that across. There are so many things that are in our heads, but we allocate it in such a way that we try to give you some time to also say what is in your head. So please, I'm sure that your name will be submitted. Let me check and see whether your name is there. The name is...
Mr. Speaker, unfortunately, my name is not there. I've been ill for some time now. And so I couldn't even give my name out. I was scheduled to be here on Friday, but I was taken ill, so I couldn't do that.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
Because we have about 13 members from the minority side and the same number from the majority side for today. And so a lot more will be contributing. And you may get opportunity if the Lord smiles at you. Please, is the turn now of Honorable Vincent Eko Asafua. 15 minutes. 15 minutes.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity to contribute to the 2026 budget estimate and the economic policy of the Republic of Ghana, which was read by the Finance Minister. Mr. Speaker, before I proceed on my point of argument, let me correct this erroneous statement that was made by the Minister of Roads. Mr. Speaker, we have adopted unto ourselves constitutionalism. This country is ruled by rules and by laws. It cannot be said that things that are cardinal to our constitution, i.e., presumption of before you can be pronounced guilty, or if you plead guilty by yourself. And so it is erroneous for the Minister of Roads to say that at the National Service Secretariat, 1.6 billion was misused by certain people. Mr. Speaker, on what basis did he say that? This cannot be allowed to stand. Mr. Speaker, number two, when he also says that the Akufo-Addo government did not do anything about retooling of the Ghana Armed Forces, Mr. Speaker, that is also not correct. Last year, I was right here in this house when the Akufo-Addo government presented an agreement to be considered by this house. At the time, they were here. They resisted and argued against the retooling of the Ghana Armed Forces to the extent that that agreement was not taken on this floor. So on what basis can you conclude that the Akufo-Addo government failed to retool the Ghana Armed Forces? Mr. Speaker, now I move to my own points of argument. Mr. Speaker, last week when I was listening to the Finance Minister, the youth of this country was expecting a budget of prosperity. Unfortunately, we had disappointment. Mr. Speaker, we were expecting a budget of relief. After the budget, what we got was a disappointment. We were expecting a budget of opportunity. The youth of this country did not get that opportunity. Mr. Speaker, this budget can best be likened to a cow dunk. Mr. Speaker, estrono, den, asiano, mre, peche. Mr. Speaker, to wait. On the surface, it looks robust, but the devil is in the detail. And in the detail, you realize that the Ghanaian people has been shortchanged, especially the youth. In the build-up to the 2024 elections, the NDC championed this campaign policy of creating jobs for the Ghanaian people. Mr. Speaker, key among them was the Ejumera. Mr. Speaker, I hold in my hands here the policy manual, the training manual of the Ejumera program. Mr. Speaker,
page 10 of that policy, they state that this program aims to train and establish at least 10,000 youth-led businesses each year over a 4-year period. Mr. Speaker, they are targeting 40,000 businesses by 2029. Mr. Speaker, here is the catch. They say that fully funded under the 2025 national budget through the Ministry of Finance, it shall also provide grant funding to 2,000 viable businesses each year. Mr. Speaker, as we speak, in 2025, an amount of 100 million Ghana cedis was allocated to NEP. Currently, only a paltry figure of 34 billion Ghana cedis has been released to the NEP. My question is, assuming without admitting that all the 34 million Ghana cedis will have to be disbursed to the 34 million Ghana cedis, which is not even possible, but assuming without admitting that all the 34 million Ghana cedis will be disbursed to the 2,000 people, a simple calculation will tell you that each person is going to get a paltry sum of about 17,000 Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, in this country, can you use 17,000 Ghana cedis to establish a business? How much is even a container? Container, Bokra, you say. How much is a container to use a 17,000 Ghana cedis to establish businesses in this country? Mr. Speaker, they also said that they were going to train over 10,000 people as far as the National Apprenticeship Program is concerned. Mr. Speaker, I have in my hands here a publication from Graphic Online. This publication, this is when President Mahama himself was launching the National Apprenticeship Program. Mr. Speaker, His Excellency the President said that in the 2025 year, they are going to train 10,000 people under the National Apprenticeship Program. Mr. Speaker, I read, that is paragraph 4 and 5.
Honorable Member, just a minute. Please, so many of you are on your feet. I don't know what you are doing. Please, Honorable Member, you are leaders. And I've told you the rule that when you are on your feet and you want to whisper to a colleague, you stand by the side of the colleague so that your back is in the maze. That is the authority of the house. And you all know traditionally, you don't stand with your back to the chief. This is the authority of the house. It's not the speaker. The authority is there, the maze. So please, when you want to at least whisper to a colleague, go to the side of the colleague and then whisper, but facing the maze, not with your back to the maze. That is complete disrespect. Now, next time I see any of you on your feet that way, I will name the person and read the rules about naming and be guided by it. Honorable Member, you may continue.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, to continue with my point, I raised the point that there is a Graphic Online publication, and this publication speaks to the effect that at the time that His Excellency the President was launching the National Apprenticeship Program, the promise to the people of Ghana was that he is going to train 10,000 people in the year 2025. Mr. Speaker, per paragraph 4 and 5, it went ahead, or if you like, His Excellency the President went ahead to promise the people of Ghana that in the year 2026, they are now going to scale it up to 100,000 people. Mr. Speaker, and I read, additionally, the second phase, which is expected to be rolled out in 2026, will benefit more than 100,000 people. Mr. Speaker, now the big question is, in the 2025 budget, an amount of 300 million Ghana cedis was allocated to the National Apprenticeship Program. Now, when you check, assuming that the amount of money that was released currently, which is about 150 million Ghana cedis,
Mr. Speaker, if you divide 150 million Ghana cedis by 10,000 people, assuming that all the monies are going to be shared or if like disbursed to all the trainees, the people who are going to, or the amount of money that they are going to get is about 15,000 Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, I ask again, what kind of business can you really use 15,000 Ghana cedis for? Can it even buy a container for yourself? Absolutely no. I do not think that 15,000 Ghana cedis is enough to be able to establish a business in this country. Mr. Speaker, again, because the president also promised that they are going to scale it up to 100,000 people, the budget estimate for 2025 was 300 million Ghana cedis. Now in 2026, logical reasoning will tell you that if you use 300 million Ghana cedis to train 10,000 people, then in 2026, the allocation should be about 3 billion. Mr. Speaker, unfortunately, the 2026 allocation for the National Apprenticeship Program has been reduced from 300 million Ghana cedis to 150 million Ghana cedis. How do you use 150 million Ghana cedis to train 100,000 people? It cannot be the case. And that is why I'm saying that the Ghanaian people was expectant of a budget that was going to give prosperity. There was expectant of a budget that was going to give opportunity.
Honorable
However,
just
what
a
has been
minute.
given is disappointment.
Your time is saved for you. I can see the Majority Chief Whip on his feet. Yes, please.
Speaker, I rise in pursuance of Order 1221, Speaker C. Speaker, I want to seek clarification from the member who said just a minute or so ago that 15,000 cannot establish business. He should clarify what kind of business he speaks of. Because, Mr. Speaker, we are on record to have voted for money in pursuance of government policy to assist women to set up small businesses. Small businesses, young entrepreneurs. We have voted for money to be allocated to them to set up small businesses. So he should clarify. What kind of business he speaks of, Mr. Speaker. I thank you for the opportunity.
Honorable Majority Chief Whip, what is he to clarify?
Mr. Speaker, the blanket statement that 15,000 Ghana cedis cannot establish business, that cannot be a factual statement.
Honorable member, that is different from saying he should clarify. It's so clear to you that you don't need clarification again. Because it's so clear to you, you are raising questions on the matter that he is called to question, that how much can 15,000, what business can 15,000 be used to start? And so it's clear to you. So you are thinking that the 15,000 could be used to set up businesses. So there is no need for clarification again.
Mr. Speaker, there's the need. It should be specific. It should be specific, Mr. Speaker. Yes, because, Mr. Speaker, in my constituency, if he says that 15,000 cannot set up a medium-scale business, then we can be clear. Even that one is debatable. But small-scale businesses...
You may disagree with him. You may disagree with him, but the issue you raised is one of clarification. In fact, he even cited that 15,000 cedis cannot buy a container. He was specific as to a type of business. Now, you can disagree with him, but he's very clear. You can get up and say that 15,000 can be used to start banana sales on a tabletop, which is business. You can say those things, but he is very clear. There's no need for clarification. So please, go on.
Mr. Speaker, you don't need 15,000 to purchase a container. You don't.
Majority Chief, you are out of order.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for protecting your nephew. Mr. Speaker, we have to always be seeing you in this chair. Because normally when we are here, we feel protected. Mr. Speaker, the budget provides no bold recruitment.
Yes.
No bold recruitment plan, no roadmap, and no credible strategy for absorbing trained young people into productive work. Mr. Speaker, in the 2026 budget, they have indicated to the people of Ghana that they are going to create 800,000 jobs. Mr. Speaker, I am going to give the breakdown of their 800,000 jobs promise, and the Ghanaian people are going to judge whether these are sustainable jobs, whether these are permanent jobs that they promised the people of Ghana in the build-up to the 2024 elections. Mr. Speaker, they say, and I'm happy that the Roads Minister is here, they say that 490,000 jobs are going to be created out of the big push. Mr. Speaker, you and I know that the tenure of engagement of these people who are going to be employed by the big push is coterminous with the lifespan of the contract. So clearly, Mr. Speaker, this cannot be a sustainable job. These are not permanent jobs. Also saying that the national policy on integrated oil palm development is going to create 250,000 jobs. Palm oil. Mr. Speaker, the point is that these cannot be sustainable jobs based on which the Ghanaian people voted for them. The Ghanaian people in 2024 asked them for sustainable jobs, asked them for permanent jobs. This is not the kind of jobs that we ask from them. Mr. Speaker, in fact, early this year, when His Excellency John Dramani Mahama was forming his government, they promised the people of Ghana that they were going to establish a Ministry of Youth Development. The strategy was that the Ministry of Youth Development was supposed to be established deliberately to deal with youth issues in this country. Deliberately. Today, as we speak, about 10 months down the lane, the Ministry of Youth and Sports can only boast of Red Means Stop campaign. Nothing has been done by the Ministry of Youth and Sports. And that is why I'm saying that the youth of this country are disappointed, because we were expecting a government that will create sustainable jobs. We were expecting a government that will create permanent jobs. Unfortunately, that has not been done. Mr. Speaker, let me take you back to the 2025 budget. And I'm happy that the Minister of Education is here. Mr. Speaker, in the 2025 budget, page 105, they stated that to address menstrual hygiene challenges and reduce absenteeism, that is item number 636, to address menstrual hygiene challenges and reduce absenteeism among female students, government, in fulfillment of their 120 days social contract, will distribute free sanitary pads to 1.3 million female students in basic and secondary schools. Mr. Speaker, the same 2025 budget, when it comes to the social sector, page 71, they stated that, Mr. Speaker, we have allocated 292 million to commence the distribution of free sanitary pads to female students in primary and secondary schools. Mr. Speaker, the question is, 292 million Ghana cedis divided by 1.3 million pads, how much is it? Mr. Speaker, 292 million Ghana cedis has been allocated to the Ministry of Education to purchase sanitary pads. A simple calculation will tell you that 292 million Ghana cedis divided by 1.3 million will give you about 225 Ghana cedis per pack. Mr. Speaker, now when it comes to the 2026 budget, here is the catch. Mr. Speaker, here is the catch. The 2026 budget, when they sought to account to the people of Ghana that they decided to distribute free sanitary pads to the Ghanaian people, this is what they say. Page 78. To promote gender equality in education and reduce absenteeism, 6.6 million packs of sanitary pads were distributed to girls in public basic schools. Mr. Speaker, assuming without admitting that the allocation was not changed, 292 million Ghana cedis indeed was used to purchase the 6.6 million pads that they said they have distributed. A simple calculation will tell you that one pad is 45 Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, I have in my hands here a publication that was made by the Ministry of Finance. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Finance posted this on their Facebook wall. They said that sanitary pads has reduced from 25 Ghana cedis to 15 Ghana cedis. According to their own words, if indeed sanitary pad is now 15 Ghana cedis, why are they now accounting to the people of Ghana that one sanitary pad is 45 Ghana cedis? This is a trouble government. Mr. Speaker, this is a trouble government. This is not what the people of Ghana voted them to come and do. Mr. Speaker, to end with my submission, here in this house, Mr. Speaker,
hold on, please. Your time is saved. Yes, Minister.
Mr. Speaker, ordinarily, I shouldn't intervene. Mr. Speaker, I just heard my colleague saying this is a chobo government. Mr. Speaker, he said all sorts of... Oh, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, I just saw my friend, the former Minister for Lands. The last time you got up here saying something, you have to apologize and withdraw. You are still up again. I encourage you to wait. Mr. Speaker. Oh yes, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'll repeat it, Mr. Speaker. He stood there last week and actually told untruth and was caught. He told untruth and was caught. Mr. Speaker, I will not withdraw. Last week, you told an untruth and you were caught. Is that not the case? Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Minister, you are up on a point of order. So raise the point of order and let's go on.
Mr. Speaker, two things. My colleague said that, first of all, the 480,000 jobs is not sustainable. Mr. Speaker, civil engineers, quantity surveyors, architects, most time in the world, we don't have a permanent job. We move from job to job. I am happy that government can create at least 480,000 jobs for 2 years. That is actually a good record. When we get to 2027, we continue. So these are actually sustainable jobs. Mr. Speaker, the second one is what I was talking about. Mr. Speaker, everybody knows in this country which part of this the aisle actually has fleeced this country to the extent that today, Mr. Speaker, to the extent that national service, which is supposed to be for ordinary people, somebody will take 1.6 billion and he says that it's not yet been proven. And you are calling a government, chobo government. Really, this side, you shouldn't even be talking. You shouldn't even be talking. If there's a chobo, you are chobo times 20,000.
Honorable Minister, you have not raised a point of order. You are rather contributing to the discussion. So please, let's allow him to complete his submissions. Minority Chief Whip, if you are speaking, you take some of his minutes.
Speaker, I know you are too benevolent to do this to me. So on a lighter note, my friend should just take it easy. I know he's a bit sensitive to some of the revelations, thrilling revelations coming out of the budget. But you should relax and enjoy the flight. We are only playing back your own facts. And it's coming from the budget. But seriously, Speaker, my good friend, ordinarily, I wouldn't do this to him. He said, the Honorable Jinapo said something last week, and he had to withdraw. In fact, I came in to endorse. Oh, listen,
you are falling into the same trap. What you are saying is not a point of order. Please, I've already ruled on that matter, so you don't go back there. Let's allow the honorable member to complete his comments.
Mr. Speaker, thank you so much for protecting me from this needless interruption. Mr. Speaker, let me put this matter in proper perspective. What the honorable minister sought to say here in this house had no basis. As far as the National Service Secretariat is concerned.
Please, 1 minute. 1 minute
Mr. Speaker,
for him.
No basis at all. The point is that I have given a basis in their own budget, their 2025 budget and the 2026 budget. And you are telling the people of Ghana that you are using 292 million Ghana cedis to purchase 6.6 million Ghana cedis. How do you tell me that the argument that I'm making here is baseless? Mr. Speaker, it is true and it is a fact that in this budget, in their own budget, they have used 292 million Ghana cedis to purchase 6.6 million parts. And I'm saying that a simple calculation of this figure tells you that one part is 45 Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, this is a publication. Mr. Speaker, this is a publication from Wezo. It says that the price of your sanitary pad, which was 25 Ghana cedis in January, is now going for 15 Ghana cedis. Now 15 Ghana cedis, they are buying it for 45 Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker,
Majority Chief Whip, before he concludes, Majority Chief Whip, you are on your feet. Just a minute. Yes, please.
Speaker, I rise in pursuance of Order 1231. Content of speech. The Honorable Asefua referenced the government as Chobo government. Mr. Speaker, that is very unparliamentary.
Sorry, please. I didn't hear the statement.
Mr. Speaker, you may not have heard it.
Yes.
But it's gone into the hands.
I mean, what you said. I haven't heard what you said.
Mr. Speaker, the honorable member, as part of his commentary, said the NDC government is a Chobo government. Mr. Speaker, that is unparliamentary. You can say so on radio. But in this house, that language is not permissible. And so, Mr. Speaker, I am seeking your guidance that portion of the speech be expunged. Mr. Speaker, I thank you.
Mr. Speaker, are you mentioning the word TOGO? Did you say Togo government?
Mr. Speaker, Chobo, not Togo. Chobo, he said Chobo. Chobo.
Choco.
Choco. Chobo. CHOBO. Or TSOBO.
Honorable member, please. Did you say the government is Chobo government?
Mr. Speaker, precisely so.
What does that mean?
Mr. Speaker, that means that 6.6 million parts that we could have used 99 million Ghana cedis, they are using 292 million Ghana cedis to buy. More than times 3 of the amount. Mr. Speaker,
please. The meaning of Chobo government.
Mr. Speaker, it means wasteful. It means wasteful. You can also say that there is no value for money. So, Mr. Speaker, this is a wasteful government. It is an overspending government. Mr. Speaker, when we say overspending government, it means that you are a Chobo government. Simplicity.
Honorable member, please. Honorable Majority Chief Whip, that the word Chobo means wasteful.
Mr. Speaker, not at all. Mr. Speaker, not at all. Mr. Speaker, it is a street expression for fleecing somebody. When you are fleecing somebody, that is the phrase we use, that you are taking Chobo from the person. You are fleecing the person. That's what he's suggesting.
Honorable members, the